The Bible says, and the prodigal son remembered where he had come from. Bible says that he came back to his mind. Coming back to your mind is remembering what God called you to do. Before you came to this world, there is how you are wired to live on this planet. Every person, every individual, there is a way that heaven expected you to live when you get here. The Bible says that the prodigal son came back to his mind. Coming back to your mind is remembering the calling and the purpose for which you were made. If you don't live that purpose, you're going to do a lot of suffering. Every person, every individual, every human being, when they came to this planet, they had a wiring that was done on them depending on how they were expected to live, the mandate they were supposed to execute. If you get into the wrong business, if you get into the wrong profession, if you get into doing something that you are not called to do, you are going to do a lot of suffering. And therefore, most of us need to realize or to remember where we had come from. We have to remember that in our Father's house, the servants living there are eating and drinking, and they are having even some to spare. But for us, we are struggling in an area, struggling in a profession that we were not called into. We are carrying loads and situations that we were never bound, situations that we were never built to carry. So we don't have that kind of strength to survive in that profession. But there is another area for which we are made. We are tailor-made, customized to work in that particular environment. Coming back to your mind is remembering the calling for which God had for you. There are people who are employed today, but the calling they have is to run businesses. In that office, you are going to suffer. In that profession, you are going to suffer. You are going to stand seeing people making wrong decisions, and there is nothing you can do about it. You are going to behold things that are going to make you suffer in the inside. They are going to pay you a salary that you don't deserve. You are called. The wiring you have from within you is to run your own companies, to run your own business. If you don't do that, you will be caged in a place that you'll never be able to stretch yourself. In the same way, if you go out there, begin a company that heaven does not know that you are supposed to begin a company, to begin a business, that business is going to sit on you in a way that you have never seen before, in a way that you cannot even believe, because you are not wired to do that. But there are people who are wired as men of duty. You are supposed to work in a company under somebody, and you are going to deliver, and your life is going to be so fulfilled. Just remember where you have come from. Remember, come back to your mind, because this is information that God puts out there. Before you begin to live, there are very few people who don't know what they're supposed to do in this world. Because God is faithful, He makes available that information very early in someone's life. So this evening, make a point, or even this day, or this morning, make a point of remembering how you were made. For what were you tailor-made? For what were you customized to do? Go back to that.